So you open the mail and you see the letter that makes your stomach drop. You owe the IRS and it is far greater than the amount that you have in your bank account. Let's talk about what to do when you owe the IRS but you cannot pay for it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Cash Flow Confidence. I'm Shelby Ashley and I help business owners feel more confident about their cash flow. So first of all, this is extremely common, probably more common than people opening that letter or getting that phone call and they actually can pay for it. And it's due mainly to it's not because of, like, poor tax planning, because many business owners have a CPA that helps them with this. It's mostly due to either the business owner just forgets that it was coming, or they vastly underestimate between, federal and state, if you owe state, what all of it's gonna be. And so by the time that it does come, you're just kind of, like, caught off guard, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, what do I do?" Okay, in that situation, here's what you're gonna do. The first thing is you are not gonna panic because the IRS is not one of those collectors that says, "Okay, here's what you owe for, last year's tax season, and you better pay it within the next 60 days." That's not gonna happen. The IRS does allow for installment plans, which we will get into in just a second, but I do wanna start off by saying I am not a CPA, and so this episode is not gonna be so much on actual tax strategy. It's going to be what to do when that tax amount has already been figured by your CPA, and now you have to pay it and you need to know, like, when or how you can do so, okay? So, you and your CPA by this point have already gone over all your tax strategy. You have figured out, the most optimal tax rate at which you should be paying if you have, a good and competent CPA. And now you have to pay the deal. So, what you're going to do is number one, don't put it on a credit card. Do not put your tax bill on a credit card because the interest that you will pay on a credit card far surpasses the interest that the IRS would charge you on an installment plan. Okay. So put the credit card down. We're not going to do that. What you're going to do is if you don't already have some kind of, account established with the IRS, go ahead and create one. And again, this is something that your CPA can help you with. And I want you to explore different installment plans that might be available to you given the amount that you owe. They do allow for, different terms depending on what the amount actually is, but find one that is okay with you. I wouldn't go so far out that you end up paying, a ton in interest, but, find one that you're comfortable with that you see the monthly payment and you're like, "Okay, this is doable." So that's step number 1 is you are going to get on an installment plan and start making installments. I think the IRS just does, like, automatic ACH drafts, and then you don't have to think about it. Number 2 is I told you, don't put the tax bill on a credit card, get on an installment plan if you have to. But then number 2 is when looking into next year, it's easy to get caught in this kind of catch up web of, oh my gosh, I'm spending all my time catching up on prior year taxes that I don't even know how to put money aside for the next year's taxes that I'm probably going to owe. Okay, that's when cash flow planning really comes into play because you need to be able to communicate confidently with your CPA what you expect your profits to look like for the upcoming year so that your CPA can then say, okay, given what you have told me, here's what I think you might owe in taxes. That's why it's so important to have both a CPA and some kind of, CFO advisor on your team that can show you future cash and future profitability. Because let's say last year you turned like a $500,000 net profit. And this year things are going really well. You might do like 1.5 million in net profit. That's going to equate to a much bigger tax bill, and you want to be able to catch that. So whatever you paid on the $500,000 is not what you're going to pay on 1.5 million, right? So if you've got somebody on your team that has forecasted that for you and shown you, hey, like you're going to do a lot better this year, tell your CPA now so that they can say, okay, each quarter, here's what I want you to pay in. So a good CPA is going to, stay in touch with you throughout the year and say, based on these financials that you have given me, here's what I want you to pay this quarter and next quarter. And then it is up to you as the business owner to have the discipline to kind of, have that in the back of your mind and set it aside before you do anything else with your cash. Make sure that you pay the IRS. And listen, nobody likes giving the man money more than me, okay? But the thing is, the IRS has such power over what they can do with your life if you don't pay them, more so than your other collectors. So you don't want the IRS hanging over your back. Just get it paid, get it out of the way, and then you can sleep easy at night knowing, next month, if you want to take a huge draw or whatever, you know that you've got that tax bill paid, so you're free to do so. And so that's the second thing is while you are making installment payments on whatever you owed last year, make sure you're setting cash aside for what you may owe on the future year. And if you don't know, or you don't even know what your profitability is going to look like, that's where I come in. Okay. You have to have somebody on your team that's going to show you what the year looks like for you. And the third thing, do not kill your business just to avoid paying taxes. What I mean is, I have seen so many business owners who will just absolutely expense every single thing in their life just so that they show a loss, so they can take that loss to their CPA and say, well, I didn't make any money, so I don't owe any taxes. Don't do that, okay? Do not take a hacksaw to your business just because you don't want to pay taxes. Because what's going to happen is, let's say that you expensed everything under the sun, and so now you show a loss. And now you might want to buy some equipment or grow your business, or you need funding or you need outside investors for whatever reason. The first thing they're going to ask for is, let me see your financials. And you're going to hand them over and they're going to see a loss and they're going to say, well, you're losing money. So what makes you think I'm going to lend money to you? It's not going to happen. I have literally seen like firsthand cases where I've had business owners just everything gets expensed and then they'll ask me to put financials together for the bank. I literally had somebody ask me one time years ago, like, "Hey, yeah, we showed a loss, but can you, like, doctor this up a little bit to make it look like we're doing well?" No. Like, you're not gonna get away with doing something like that. Like, the bank is gonna see it, and they're gonna say, "No, we're not lending you money, you lost money." So do not kill your business just trying to avoid paying taxes. Enjoy the growth and the profitability that your business has. You should always strive for a healthy business. Yes, that is gonna come with paying taxes because the IRS likes to penalize us for having healthy businesses, but there is no getting away from it. There's nothing you can do outside of communicating regularly with your CPA so that they can come up and try to help you with like the optimal tax strategy for you and your business. So, just to recap, if you have found yourself in the situation where you've gotten a tax bill that is far greater than what you see in your bank account, don't panic. Like it's going to be fine. You will get it paid over time. IRS interest rates are not super crazy. Do not put it on a credit card. Don't go take out some personal loan for it. It's going to be fine. There's no reason to go take on extra debt to have that hanging over your balance sheet. There's no reason. Set up an installment payment. Go ahead and start setting cash aside now for whatever you're going to owe in the future. A good rule of thumb is like whatever your profits were for the prior month, times that by 15%, set that money aside, put it where you won't see it, you're not tempted, and then when your CPA sends you that quarterly tax bill, boom, there it is. All right, guys, see you next week.